course, and it doesn't play favourites for the big names. Rookies and champions get treated the same. Two-time cars winner Nasser Al-Attiyah breaks his Toyota and is out. Reigning bikes champion Toby Price breaks a leg and is out. 10-time Dakar veteran Ivan Jakes struck by lightning, able to continue. This event isn't for the fair weather competitor, and there are certainly no practice rounds. As Stage 4 cars winner and 5-time bikes champion Cyril Dupre will tell you, this is Dakar, and you're either in or out. Stage 5, Day 5 is here. There are so many unpredictable aspects to the Dakar Rally, but one is like clockwork every year. The competitors know that on one day, one stage, Mother Nature will have her way and the event must listen. Well, that day was today. Rain had a significant impact in Bolivia. The trek from Tupita to Oruro was sizable, 423 miles in total, with a special stage of 278 miles. It's so long that it was split into two parts, but the drivers and riders would never see that second section. Poor weather forced the organisers to stop the stage early at 136 miles. Reigning champ Toby Price retired yesterday with a broken leg, so after a decade of dominance by Mark Comer and Cyril Dupre, then Price, it means there'll be a new bikes champion this year. Not all was lost for KTM in Stage 4 though. Matthias Walkner picked up the pace and won the stage to give himself a shot at being that new Dakar Bikes #1. But Honda had nothing to celebrate. All of its factory-supported riders refueled in a prohibited zone, and that earned every single one of them a 60-minute penalty.
It's very clear on the GPS. We have the trace. And as that was the same route for the assistance vehicles, there were lots of people refueling there. And we have a lot of photos of those riders refueling. But they made a mistake. They didn't read the rules properly, so it's a mistake rather than outright cheating. We have therefore sanctioned an error and not cheating.
Yesterday was a dark day for Honda, and today didn't get much better for the Red Riders either. Honda's last win in the Dakar came 18 years ago, so you can imagine the mood in the camp last night. And the hits just kept on coming. Frenchman Michael Metsch got lost in this special stage and ended up approximately 3 miles off course. On a happier note, if you want to see a guy who just loves riding his bike, it's Xavier de Soltre. This guy is something else. Just watch the bike dance beneath him. He's having a ball. With Toby Price out and Juan Barreda plummeting, Stefan Svitko must have been dreaming of champagne. But the Slovakian got terribly lost, came home nearly 50 minutes down in a dismal 39th. Enter the overall leader, Pablo Quintanilla. His goal today was to grow that 2-minute lead. But like so many, his dreams were dashed with poor navigation. 7th was the best the Chilean could do. Accompanying Matthias Walkner in filling the Toby Price void at KTM is Sam Sunderland. And today was one heel saver, fast and with friends. It was enjoyable. His teammate Walkner also joined the Dune procession, although the Austrian later got into trouble and finished 20th.
So I don't know what they want to try. Let's keep it really open till the end because somebody get lucky, somebody not, but it's not really the way I like, but...
Yamaha's Adrian van Beveren had a superb day. The Frenchman looked comfortable all stage long, and his speed gave him third on the day and third overall. Despite the 1 hour penalty yesterday, America's Ricky Brabeck says he and the team are in great shape. He enjoyed the fast pace early on, but not his best day in 29th. Things were more encouraging for his veteran teammate Paulo Gonçalves. The Portuguese rider is one of the most resilient in the field and put yesterday behind him to end the abbreviated stage in second, but still some 7 minutes behind the winner. And that winner was this guy, Sam Sunderland. The Brit has the unenviable record of competing in 2 Dakar and not finishing either. He hasn't done one since 2014, so this has been a long time coming. Today was Sunderland's second career Dakar stage victory.
I took my time and, yeah, today I get it good, but tomorrow's another day, you know, and this Dakar is a crazy race. If you look at the times, changing and changing, so you need to just try to do the best and not make any mistakes.
This was the scene when weather forced the organisers to go no further with the special stage. The riders all rode back to the bivouac together. Sunderland's victory means that all 3 factory KTM riders have won a stage. Props to 25-year-old Frenchman Van Beveren, but there's nothing like experience, and that's Paulo Gonçalves.
It's quite difficult. Sometimes we start in the morning with 0 graus and we arrive with 45. Other times is like this. One area rain a lot and a few k's in front is really hot, so it's quite amazing here.
I'm from the desert, but man, this weather here, I thought Bolivia was in a drought, and I was asking myself on the whole liaison back today to the bivouac, was like, man, there's more rain in 1 hour here than California gets in a whole year. So I don't know how Bolivia's in a drought, but I mean, there's lots of water now.
Sunderland becomes the 5th different winner overall in, yes, 5 stages. There's an eclectic blend of youth and experience in this top 10. And if you're wondering where Beretta is, he's 12th and Ricky Brabeck 22nd. Do you recall the story of the Dakar veteran Ivan Jakes, who was struck by lightning in stage 3 but able to continue? Well, his rally has finally come to an end. He crashed today and broke his arm. Some big Dakar names have already departed the course. Signs of the degree of difficulty or signs of a changing of the guard? Let's see who's got the car connection next.
We arrived into a braking point a little bit too quick. The car turned sideways. I catch the inside, then flip me over. And then I roll a few times down also a little bit of a drop. A drop maybe 15 meters, something like that.
Carlos Sainz wasn't the only former champion knocked out in stage 4. 2-time winner Nasser Al-Attiyah had a wheel ripped off on the last section of stage 3, and his team was unable to repair his Toyota overnight. Meanwhile, 5-time Dakar Bikes champ Cyril Dupre won his first car stage and took the overall lead, giving Peugeot a triple threat along with prior stage winners Sebastian Loeb and 12-time champ Stefan Peter Hansel. The heavy rain did not deter the fans who stayed to watch the cars, nor one of the drivers who has experience in both cars and bikes.
It's much worse for the bikers than for us. They leave really early. We just passed a high hill where it was 4 degrees. It's raining. I mean, to be wet and cold and about to tackle 700 kilometers, it's not nice for the riders. For us, we'll be okay.
For his teammate Dupre, the downside to leading is the dubious honour of opening the road, and in this case, heading out into Bolivia's high, silver-rich Potosi Mountains. On the mini side, Orlando Terranova may have crossed the border of his homeland Argentina into Bolivia, but his inspired Dakar continued with 8th quickest on this stage, as well as 8th overall, closing in on a career best of 5th. An excellent stage for Eric Bernard of France in his buggy. Contesting his 11th Dakar, Bernard started out on bikes back in the 90s. Having never finished higher than 23rd overall, his 7th place today will help create confidence.
151 caution valve over there.
Coming off a second-place stage finish and emerging as the main challenger to the Peugeots, today spelled disappointment for Mikko Hirvonen. Navigation had been the Mini's strength, but today they got desperately off course, losing 43 minutes to the leaders. A day after his historic win, Cyril Dupre struggled en route to the first waypoint. At one stage, he was 16 minutes off the lead, but fought back on the shortened stage to finish 4th on the day, only 10 minutes off the pace.
It was a really tricky stage, very slippery on the mountainous part with sharp bends and deep ravines on the side. And when there's mud on the road, it's tricky, and it wasn't easy to open the road.
Climbing over 12,000 feet, engine power and human functionality can fall off at these heights. But not so much for Dupre's Peugeot teammates. Just watch Stefan Petterhansel's negotiation of these tight trails and cliffside sharp turns. The reaction of co-driver Jean-Paul Cottret tells how close the edges really are. After a minor navigation hiccup near the start, Petterhansel stays about a minute and a half off the lead. Navigating through deep puddles like this from the overnight rain carried him to 3rd on stage and back into the overall lead. This is Nanni Roma, who after 2 punctures on the prior stage was hoping for his first problem-free day today and achieved his wish. The lone Toyota in the top 5 kept the pressure on the Peugeots, finishing the stage only 44 seconds behind the winner, and appears to be their only real challenger. Question is, can he leap 3 of them? So after yesterday's engine problem for Sebastian Loeb, which cost him nearly half an hour, the WRC legend is now on a mission, clearly in full attack mode. Starting 5th, he was fastest by the first waypoint. Despite this slight detour near the end of the course, won his 2nd stage of this Dakar. Perfect habitat for llamas, but not so easy for humans. One driver was particularly struggling. Yazid Al-Raji was hit hard by altitude sickness and was on the verge of retiring overnight. But ultimately, he did start stage 5. The Saudi, who was going strong in 6th overall, but has now dropped way down the leaderboard. Only a minute and a half separate the top 3 times on this stage, with Peugeot taking 4 of the top 5. Dupre lost 10.5 minutes to Loeb, while Hirvonen in 15th dropped 43.
We had a very good first part of the stage, then finally we were lost in the end. We lost again what we gained in the beginning. Everybody get lost 5, 10, 20 minutes, I don't know. But at the end there is no big difference. It's really unpredictable, and but at the moment I'm happy because Daniel did a good job. I think he understood a lot better than last year how it works, and I hope we can continue to be concentrated and do some good stages.
We finished 3rd today and we take the lead for nothing, but it's better than to be in the back. So 5 days on 4 different leaders. This is a good race, good start of the race.
Petterhansel retakes the overall lead. The 3rd day in a row, a different Peugeot has held the lead. Roma is only 5.5 back in 4th, but Hirvonen in 5th will need a big comeback stage along the way. You've seen plenty of race action from the Dakar, but what happens each day after the competitors finish? Find out from American Ricky Brabeck when we return. For the quads today, the scenery was spectacular. addition to being the host country hero, Bolivian Walter Nasiglia looked to build on his excellent win, but it wasn't to be. He fell hours behind. It wasn't an easy day either for Sergei Kiriakin. He lost 24 minutes, but remains second overall. Reigning champion Ignacio Casale fared even worse, losing 30 minutes and drops to fourth overall. The day's winner, certainly no stranger to the Dakar, Dutchman Kees Koelen, who has finished the rally in every class. Meanwhile, French rookie Simon Witz now leads overall by 8 minutes after coming in third on this fifth stage. Life on a Dakar bivouac is not the same from one competitor to another. While Honda rider Ricky Brabeck returns early from his stage, the privateers of the Malimoto class are still struggling in the desert. And once in his Honda base, Brabeck can count on an army of mechanics.
After each day, I come here to the bivouac, and this awesome crew, is here already set up. We got our mechanics waiting for us to work on our bikes and get them 100% for the next day. You know, I kind of tell Johnny and I tell the mechanic the other day what's going on with the bike and what I would like to have done to the bike.
Time to work on the factory Honda. While Simon Marsic only makes it to the finish of the special exhausted.
With the motorhomes, we have not only refrigerators, but we have showers and we have blankets, and we're not sleeping outside getting bit by the mosquitoes. I don't think I can come here and race and sleep in a tent every night and work on my own bike every day, because some days you're tired and you want rest. So, you know, hats off to them. Those guys are machines.
Eventually, while Brabeck is enjoying a peaceful sleep, Marsic arrives to the Malimoto camp.
I am officially alone, but unofficially I'm not. I want to take care of my body, because if the body will collapse, the best bike would not help. Then I'll prepare the bike. I got a lot of work to do. I think that's how it is when you share a passion with someone. You become a friend. The real Dakar rider is a box rider.
After the break, the battle of the heavyweights, and it doesn't come much bigger than these Dakar truck rivals. De Roy's Iveco squadron and the Blue Armada of Kamaz. Who's got the knockout punch? After struggling through the heat and the sand, the riders of the Dakar now face testing conditions at high altitude. And not everyone will make it through the dunes unscathed. Some Dakar dreams end in glory, and others go up in smoke. The Dakar is man and machine working together, but potential problems exist over the 5,400 miles.
We've parked up here because all the alarms were going off. We tried to get the engine going again, but it was making a funny noise. A noise that tells us that it won't be easy to repair. We're about 20 or 30 kilometers from the Bolivian border. It's really annoying. It's such a pain.
If you're wondering why Stage 5 was shortened, take a look at these images. These are the support trucks that follow all teams. So if the biggest and strongest vehicles can't make their way, how can the smaller competitors? As such, the truck stage was reduced to half the intended 272 miles. Enough time, though, for Kamaz Dmitry Sotnikov to correct an error midway and leap up to 7th place, good enough for 3rd overall. Starting 12th, Siahai Vyazovic had the start of a lifetime. 2nd early on and coming within 30 seconds of the lead. The Belarusian held on to finish 5th on the stage. The Russian Kamaz have only won one stage thus far, but have 3 trucks in the top 7. Along with his co-pilot and mechanic, Arad Martiev looked to avenge their runner-up finish from last year and return to the top of the podium where they were in 2015. The top 3 from today will help. The top Kamaz is led by 2013 champion Eduard Nikolaev, who started 8th today, worked his way up to 2nd. Check out this 35,000-pound behemoth flat out. So you can imagine how fast Dutchman Gerard de Rooij must have been going to take today's stage win by almost 12 minutes over the Kamaz. It's the 32nd stage win of his career as de Rooij takes the overall lead by just 2.5 minutes. And de Rooij is showing why he is a multi-time champion. He's the only one so far across all classes to win back-to-back stages. There's been 5 different winners in 5 days in the quads, and the same pattern rings true in the bikes class. While in the cars, it's going to be hard not to back at least one of the Peugeot drivers to be the 2017 champion. Just one stage until the rest day in La Paz, but the remaining competitors will have just under 480 miles to traverse before getting to the lone respite of this rally and claiming personal victory for reaching the halfway point. Join us again tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Stage 6. On behalf of our entire NBC Sports team, I'm Lee Diffie, saying thanks for taking the Dakar journey with us.